4 days of riots in LA and 4 days of lies from the media who continue to tell the public that we've never seen this before. And for once, they're exactly right. We've never seen illegal aliens take over a city. Not only that, but the second largest city in the country in what the legacy media continue to call peaceful protests. Take a look.
Let's start with there's protest, lawful protest, which is allowed in this country. There is some unrest.
Most of those demonstrations were very peaceful. They were chanting, they were shouting. People were driving by, honking their horns.
The determination of the No Kings organizers appears to be clear. Many protests, bigger than ever, peacefully, joyfully, everywhere, and unstoppable.
Yeah. Last night after the show, I saw this banner on CNN in the green room, demonstrators throwing projectiles. Well, now, let's think about that. An oxymoron if I've ever seen one, but CNN would rather lie to their audience than tell the truth because demonstrators don't throw projectiles. It's like jumbo shrimp. Demonstrators demonstrate. They hold signs peacefully. They march, maybe. Demonstrators don't throw bricks. They don't throw rocks. And demonstrators definitely don't do this. That was all from yesterday and today. And what you're seeing in Los Angeles is the manifestation of decades of bad Democratic policies coming to fruition as Democrats try to turn America into the third world, into a third world country full of people who hate America and hate Americans. And LA is just the test case, the incubator. A coming attraction to a blue city near you. If you live in Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia, we are already hearing about issues in New York. Right now, there is a protest happening. And the media, the Terry Moran-led media, like the Pied Piper, totally emasculated, complying with everything Democrats tell them to do.
In downtown Los Angeles, or just a group that splintered off happened to find 5 cars that they were able to light on fire, and it makes it look like it's a lot worse than the situation actually playing out on the ground.
That's the quintessential question when you have rallies, demonstrations, riots, if you will. I wouldn't go far as to call it that. I know President Trump had tweeted about riots and looting. I don't know that I would characterize it that way. From what we've seen, Tommy, pan over here to the left here, it's the vast majority are people taking videos, people waving flags, people walking around, people wanting to be part of the cause, wanting to have their voices heard.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Terry. If you look behind me, it sort of looks like Fallujah, but it's really not that bad. We'd say that, 60 to 80% of the city is on fire, but honestly, it's not totally bad. And look, we sincerely hope that this news van did not belong to that reporter right there, because what a way to learn a lesson. Lie to your audience about the mostly peaceful protesters, only to have those same mostly peaceful protesters do this to your news van.
What mother Donald Trump, how in the you gonna have all these jokes and people out there doing corruption and this?
It's just, I don't mean to laugh, but this guy even took his tires out. This guy's got to go back to the station in an Uber or one of those cabs that's on fire because the mostly peaceful protesters destroyed his news van, but he'll still carry the water for these illegal protesters. And we were surprised last night that not a single prominent Democrat had stepped forward to condemn the madness from people who aren't supposed to be here in the first place. But that all changed today when John Federman became the lone voice of reason in a party that has abandoned logic and accountability. Federman tweeted, "I unapologetically stand for free speech, peaceful demonstrations, and immigration, but this is not that. This is anarchy and true chaos." And when John Federman is the only member of your party making any sense, your party is in a whole lot of trouble. And on the same day that Federman tweeted that, a congresswoman from California said that she was on the streets of LA and that there is no violence.
Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
Okay, so a few incidents. You know, we have to do this too, but no violence. That's according to Maxine Waters. There was no violence. But once again, last night, after the sun went down, there was a whole lot of violence. First, rioters broke into a downtown Los Angeles Apple store, the biggest one in California, which we suppose was mostly peaceful looting, I guess. After that, the mostly peaceful looters went to the Adidas store down the street because you got to have nice kicks when you're going to make a phone call. After that, they took down a marijuana dispensary and then a pharmacy and then a jewelry store, and then we lost track. But even the local news stations in Los Angeles couldn't bring themselves to tell the truth to their readers this morning. ABC Los Angeles, arrests made after stores looted amid continued unrest in downtown Los Angeles. Continued unrest. Ah, yes. Just like those demonstrators throwing projectiles on CNN. No normal American throws rocks or bricks off an overpass because that's attempted murder. A new CBS poll, over 2,500 voters, and they asked people what they think about Donald Trump's immigration policies. This was late last week. Again, CBS News, not Newsmax, but the results still overwhelming. 54% support deporting illegal aliens, all illegal aliens, including 49% of independents. That's who you've got to win over if you want to win elections, and CNN found the exact same thing.
If we just take a look at the baseline numbers here, this is Trump's net approval rating on immigration. It's gone up like a rocket. Compare now versus 8 years ago during Trump's first term. Look at this. In his first term, Trump was way, way, way underwater at minus 21 points. But look at this. He's up over 20 points. Now, in the aggregate, he is in positive territory. He knows what he's doing so far is working with the American electorate.
Despite all of that, the DEI mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, who was in Africa while her city burned to the ground in January, says that she does not believe that polling.
I think if you did the polling in Los Angeles, I'm not sure it would be that way, considering we are a city of immigrants. And then people might approve that policy, but do people really approve the federal government coming in and seizing power from a state and from a city? So I drilled down a little further on that poll because I do not believe that Americans support the federal intervention in a city takeover or a state takeover.
So after 4 nights of this, the facts on the ground remain on this Tuesday. Law enforcement officials are being attacked by mobs made up primarily of illegal aliens. And instead of Democrats joining hands with the White House, instead of Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass working with the White House and working with Donald Trump trying to figure this out, thanking the White House, they are blaming all of this on Donald Trump, while the media plays along in what has already become George Floyd 2.0 and Joe Biden 2.0, with a major political party in this country and their supporters in the media lying to the American people about what the American people can clearly see once again with their own eyes.